Welcome back to another video, Team ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕚, and let's get right into it. In this video, we are discussing a vlog that I thought may or may not go up, but let's just jump right into it and you guys will see what it's about. This vlog might be one to never actually be, but long story short, yesterday night, I believe, I randomly was looking at Lamborghinis for sale. I've been looking nonstop, or I wouldn't say nonstop, but I've been checking every few days to see what's up for sale. Long story short, poster, I mentioned a while back that there was something special about this poster that I was going to reveal later, and I'm just going to reveal it now. Obviously, this won't get posted if nothing comes of it, but very dead center, the most centered Lamborghini on the poster was a ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕕 08 model, and essentially, I'm trying to think back, several months ago, I decided that Huracan was getting a sort of out of hand with the way the market's set, and at the age of, when was it? It was after the first year of law school. I'm trying to remember which year that was. So in 2018, the summer of 2018, I decided I was going to set the goal for myself to have a Lamborghini at the age of 26. So I kind of put that out there constantly. You know, if you guys know me at all, modded several cars in the past, and I went with the number 71, sort of like a race car number essentially, and you guys see it on Blue Tea as well, and I did that in the past with other cars. So I kind of always put out there 26, 71, 71, 26, you know, those two numbers, 26 meaning the age I was going to have my Lamborghini, and 71 representing what that number meant to me going through all these cars. So I set that goal. So that's some sort of backstory. At the age of 7 or 8, like I mentioned before, is when I wanted a Lamborghini. That was my childhood dream car, and I worked extremely hard to get to that point. And you know, when I was in law school, like I said, I set the goal, you know, why not try to do it even faster? Rather than having the goal, let's set a short-term goal to actually have it accomplished, you know, rather than having a Lamborghini in my 40s or 30s or whatever. Let's try to do it at the age of 26. So I turned 26 several months ago, so I've been very much in the process of trying to locate a Lamborghini. And long story short, Huracan kind of got out of the question, so I started looking at Gallardos. I wanted something special, and I went with the ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕚. And yeah, oddly enough, the day I set my wallpaper on my laptop as a ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕚, the next day my mom came home. She was like, oh, I spotted this Lamborghini in traffic on the way back home from work. Here's a photo of it, and it wasn't a ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕚, but it was an orange Lamborghini, which is oddly enough, you know, that I had put an orange Lamborghini ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕚 as my wallpaper. So I thought it was some weird coincidence of sorts, or it was just fate. And then some time went on, and my sister gave me this poster, not realizing at all that a ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕚 was dead center. So I was like, okay, that's very interesting. Some time goes on. Actually, this was in recent weeks. I started debating whether I wanted second-gen whether I wanted the second-gen Gallardo or I wanted a first-gen ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕚. Ended up deciding probably want to go to ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕚. Then I started contacting dealers, trying to figure out what exactly it would look like if I got one. And I'm not going to really discuss it because it gets super complicated and very in-depth about my finances, the Benz, what the Lambo would look like financially and all that. So I don't want to really get into that. But, you know, it came to a point where I was like, should I get the ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕚, which I want, or do I get a cheaper Gallardo first gen, same as ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕚, and build it into something even more unique than the ℂ𝕝𝕝𝕟𝕚? So I started looking at ℂ𝕝𝕝 parts, if you guys know what that is. Something that I fell in love with as a kid, actually. I'm not really sure when ℂ𝕝𝕝 made their Gallardo version. I think there was also in 08, oddly enough, and I'm not sure how old I would have been at that time. I think it was like maybe like a teenager by then, a young teenager. And I fell in love with the car. I haven't really thought about it in years because it was sort of whatever. And long story short, I was like, okay, I could either do the ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕕 for significantly more money, or I could get a cheaper one, build it myself. Monthly payments are going to be extremely lower. Insurance is going to be cheaper. I could build this into a way faster Lamborghini than the ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕕, make it even more unique, and so on and so forth. So I decided, you know what, maybe this build process is actually what I truly want, since I love making cars unique and build them the way I want to build them. And ℂ𝕝𝕒 is like epitome of that. So yeah, that's sort of where I started leaning. So I was like, okay, maybe I get a ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕕 if I could find one. You know, right now I think there's only 2 for sale in the entire country. It's very hard to find. A couple of weeks ago there was 5 for sale in the country. And yeah, so that's that. And so that's what I ended up deciding, that I'm gonna go for the ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕕 if I can. You know, it's going to take into account other things like me looking for you know, cars out of state, out as to travel. If I want to trade in the Benz, then I'm not sure how the Benz is getting out of state, so on and so forth. A lot of complexities with trying to locate a ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕕. Easier to find a Gallardo. Pretty hard to find what I want, because I wanted something that was subtle in color, maybe orange if I was going bright, but outside of that, wouldn't want to go anything like it outside of orange. Maybe I don't want yellow, I don't want bright green or anything like that. I like going for the sleek, subtle look like I did with the Benz, so preferably I would probably prefer it to be black or gray. And yeah, so that's that. And I lost the track of what I was trying to even say at that point, but you know, I was trying to sort of, you know, either get a ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕕, essentially is what I'm trying to get at, as the main plan. If I could locate one and get a Gallardo instead and built it as a backup plan. So here we are now. Last night, as I was looking at Lamborghinis, located the one I'm like in communications with right now at a dealer, and it's in Southern California, so it would require some traveling, but it is in California, which is really beneficial when you really think about, you know, everything. Traveling, time is going to take, money is going to take, trading in the Benz if that's even an option, and so on and so forth. So communicating with them, been communicating here and there through the morning and afternoon, and we'll just see where it goes. I'm like literally so anxious and jittery about this, but going back and forth. Just had a call moments ago actually with the dealer, and we're trying to sort of figure out what exactly the Benz would be worth to them, and we could sort of go from there. I'm not really sure exactly what will happen, and if it does go through, I should be going with the Benz to SoCal over this weekend to actually go get the Lambo. Everything's moving very quickly. I never anticipated all this happening, but the deal just seemed really reasonable, and I guess I'm jumping on it. Shit. Had a conversation with them, finally got some rough numbers on what we're really looking at, and yeah, I'm not really certain about this moving forward. Obviously, if you guys ever see this, it probably did move forward, unless I posted later on as a memory throwback of some sorts, just discussing the background of what it actually took to eventually get a Lambo, even if it's not in this specific instance. So yeah, we'll just see what happens, and I'll keep you guys posted. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Check out the clothing brand at ℂ𝕝𝕒𝕟𝕠.com. Watch what happens in the next episode regarding Lambo and whether the Benz is traded. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you all for watching, and triumph, your dreams await.